already we have completed about binding solutions, binders, how to use it. So today we'll discuss about some other excipients like your lubricants. Already I told you about lubricants. So this we will discuss about deeply. What are the ingredients? What are the substances there? What are the examples of these lubricants? So this I told you, whenever using lubricants, it will help for the ejection of tablet from the pons, and also it will also prevent sticking of the materials in the punches and dies. With this type of lubricants is correlated with different other type of ingredient what I told, like your anti-adherents, glidants. So this type of ingredients what I told, anti-adherent and glidants, these are also having similar hydrophobic property. Sometimes same ingredient in different concentration will also give lubricating effect, sometimes will give glidant effect. So that's why we need to know what are the actual use of this type of substances like glidants and lubricants. Generally, what I told already, I told about lubricants. Anti-adherent means it will prevent sticking of tablet in dies and your punches. But in this case of glidants, it will enhance the flow property. It will enhance the flow property of the particles that we are using, the powders we are using in the formulation of tablets. So when we use glidant, it can easily flow from hooper to punch, die cavity, and easily can be punched. If it is having good flow property, then easily the die cavity can be filled and there will be very less weight variation. So that's why let us discuss about what are the examples of different types of your lubricating agents, glidants and anti-adherents. So in it, if we make a group, first one will be one example, calcium stearate or magnesium stearate. Both having similar properties, both were using as lubricants, but in different concentration having different effects. If you write first one, glidant, anti-adherent, lubricant. So these two generally we are taking the percentage of less than 1%. We are using in concentration of less than 1%. So it is having very poor glidant property, good anti-adherent property, and excellent lubricating property. So these two, calcium stearate and magnesium stearate, having poor glidant property, good anti-adherent property, and excellent lubricating property. Like this. Another example, talc. Talc generally we are using, it is also in the range of 1 to 5%. The concentration we are taking 1 to 5%, and it will give a good glidant property, excellent anti-adherent property, and poor lubricating property. Like this, another example you will see, stearic acid. It is having, we are taking concentration range 1 to 5%. It is having no glidant property. Stearic acid having no glidant property. poor anti-adherent property but good lubricating properties. Like this, cornstarch, it is having, we are taking the concentration range 5 to 10%. It is having excellent glided property, that means it will increase flow property of the powders, and it is also excellent anti-adherent property but it is having poor lubricating effect. So as I told you, different ingredients having same type of property, maybe good or bad. Suppose calcium or magnesium stearate, it is having anti-adherent property also, good anti-adherent. Also we can use it as a excellent lubricating agent. Talc, it is having also glided effect, anti-adherent effect, also having lubricating effect. So these are some examples and some concentration range in which we are using. So in this, let us discuss about some other excipient we are using in the formulation of tablets. Disintegrants or disintegrating agents. So these disintegrants, what is the use? So while we are compressing the tablet, it is having some force inside between the particles and which is having a good hardness, good strength. So it is very difficult to break it inside our gastrointestinal tract. So for easier to break down the particles or tablets, we are using disintegrants. If we use disintegrant, the particles present in the tablet will break down very easily. So what is the meaning of disintegration? Disintegration means breakdown of tablet to granules or particles. So when in the tablet form disintegrants are added, when it will go to the GI tract, it will break down into granules, then granules will break down to powders. If it will break down easily, what will happen? It will be solubilized easily inside the gastric fluid or intestinal fluid, and it will also help for the good absorption. So that's why disintegration is an important step in the evaluation test of tablets. So that's why definitely in every formulations we need to use disintegrants. So let us discuss about some examples of disintegrants. The first one, starch. So you can see starch we are using as binding solution, we are using as lubricating agent, we are using as disintegrants. We can tell it's a universal excipient. It is having so many uses. So generally, cornstarch and potato starch we are using as a disintegrating agent in the range of 5%. The concentration of 5% we are using this two starch, and within this concentration range it will give you disintegrating effect. And also when you are using this, how the starch is able to disintegrate the tablet. So for that, generally the starch is having some swelling effect. When we will try to solubilize it in water, it will swell, its size will increase. So when we will add starch inside the granules or inside the tablet in the form of in the powder, then when it will with the contact with water, it will swell. So when the starch will swell, what will happen? The tablet will break. tablet will break down into small granules. So that's why it's very important. Generally, it's not only starch. There are so many types of disintegrants there. For example, I will tell you the different types of disintegrants we are using. We can use MC like methyl cellulose. Also, we are using agar. Also, we are using bentonite. Also, we are using alginic acid as a disintegrant. With this, nowadays, to disintegrate fastly, we are using some other type of disintegrants. That is known as super disintegrants. Super disintegrants. So these super disintegrants having very rapidly it will swell and break down the tablet. Well, let us discuss about the examples of this super disintegrant. The first one is cross terminals. Cross terminals. So cross terminals means it is cross-linked cellulose. Cross-linked cellulose. Then your cross povidone. Cross povidone. Povidone means it's polyvinyl pyrrolidine. So cross-linked polyvinyl pyrrolidine or cross-linked PVP. PVP generally already I told you we are using as binding agent, one polymer. It's a good polymer we are using as binding agent. So when we will cross-link it, we will get cross povidone or cross PVP. So that is used as super disintegrant. Then you SSG, sodium starch glycolate. Sodium starch glycolate. It is also one type of super disintegrant and it is a cross-linked starch. It is a cross-linked starch. So now let us discuss about what is the method of addition. How we should add the disintegrant in the formulation of a tablet. So generally there are two steps involved in the formulation of tablet. One is two important steps, granulation then compression. So generally during granulation, if you are taking a disintegrant, we have to make it two parts. For example, starch, we are making it to two parts. So that two parts we will have to separate and one part we have to add during granulation. Another part we have to add in the before compression. When granules are prepared, inside that also disintegrant there, and in between the granules also disintegrant should be there. So what is the benefit of making these two steps by dividing the disintegrant? What will be the benefit? First of all, when the tablets will go to the gastric fluid and it will be in contact with the gastric fluid, what will happen? First, granules will break down because within that starches are present. Within that disintegrants are present. Once again, when the granules are formed, inside the granules also this disintegrant present. Once again, the granules will break down to small particles. So this will help for the dissolve, easily the drug can dissolve in the gastric fluid and also it will give a good dissolution. If the dissolution is good, then also it will give a good bioavailability. Absorption will be good and then it will give a good effect, therapeutic effect. So like that, disintegration also helping for the good for the dissolution of tablet. So that's why we need this type of super disintegrant. Generally, if you are taking a normal tablet, conventional tablet, we don't need this super disintegrant. By taking simply starch or bentonite or sodium starch, like simple disintegrant we can take. But if you are preparing a matrix tablet like sustained release tablet, controlled release tablet, novel drug delivery systems. So in these cases, the hardness of the tablet will be very hard. So in this time, sometimes we need to take different types of super disintegrant because we are using some other polymers to sustain the release of that, sustain the drug release. So that's why when we are releasing immediate release tablet, immediate release means the tablet will release very fastly, more fastly than conventional tablet. In that cases, we need a super disintegrant. Suppose we need a oral dispersible tablet, ODT. The tablet should disintegrate fastly inside the mouth only. So in that cases also we need to take this super disintegrant. By taking normal disintegrants, we cannot disintegrate the tablet very fastly. So these are the different examples of excipients. With this also we are using some other excipients like your coloring agent, flavoring agent and sweeteners. So this type of different types of colors, coloring agents we are using. When we'll add different colors, these colors generally are dyes which should be approved by FDC, FD and C, Food and Drug Administration and Cosmetic Dyes, or DC, Drug and Cosmetic Dyes. It should be approved by the FDA, Food Drug Administration. So approved color only we can use. So generally these coloring agents generally we are taking these are all your dyes, and there is also a list of which colors, what is the code and what is the code for the FDC